Hi everyone, welcome to this reading. So I have my crystal ball off to the side. I will be scrying throughout this message. If you're new to my channel, my readings are a little different. If you're returning, welcome back. You know how we do if it doesn't resonate with you. If you're forcing the story to fit, arguing with it in any way, just leave it behind for the people who it's meant for. So channel members, you guys are going to have a collective message post later this evening, so definitely check that out. If you're interested in channel memberships, that link will be in the description box below. Now, I'm tuned in, so let's go ahead and get started. These scrolls are from Steph over at House of Scrying. I have some runes laid out on top of it, and then we'll see if we lay any tarot. We'll see what happens here. Okay, I'm going to face this towards the camera so you guys can see it. How do you want to be, little guy? We'll switch over here. There you go. That way you can see that better. Okay. So, I'm being really drawn. Actually, I got him. Oh, I can't move him because I'm being drawn to what's behind him. Let's see. Whoop. Okay, so that's looking like a head, and it's looking like a, you know, there's the nose, there's the mouth. He's speaking into this thing here, and what's up here? It's like a microphone. Okay, so right now our words are being amplified into the field. It feels a little bit like words are extremely powerful at this time. I'm being drawn over here. I do want to say that I'm being drawn over here, and because it's on my left side, sometimes left can be past, but left can also be the spirit that's connecting with me. As I'm stepping into this, I'm feeling like an energy rising off of it, and I'm being drawn to the color indigo. For me, indigo is the color of the collective of master guides. You can think of it as like your most highest mind, if you want to think of it that way. And so that's what I'm connecting to here. I'm connecting into like a higher field that's trying to almost express something. It's trying to say something here about this energy. So whoever this message is for, pay attention to your words at this time. If you have a habit of saying negative things about yourself, like, oh, my memory sucks, or, you know, I'm never going to be able to do that, or you know, some people, they're still in that energy of like, damn, stupid, every time they make a mistake, right? Really pay attention to those things and start to craft the ability to get out of that energy and to stop saying those things to yourself. Why would you say that to yourself, right? You deserve better. You don't need to say that stuff to yourself. And not just that, but because you're literally seeding your own subconscious with programs by doing that. Some of you, this is about your external reality. I'm seeing that over here with this like meeting that's taking place between these butterfly men. They're very cute. They're exchanging gossip. But there's something about like this meeting of two parts that are coming together, and they're creating this beautiful like totality. So those of you who are trying to craft deeper connections, more aligned connections with individuals, start speaking about that now. You know, stop saying I'm never going to meet people, or everybody sucks. You know, when you say everybody sucks, your subconscious is like, okay, everybody sucks, let's bring it. You know, let's bring that to you. And so if you want to get out of that energy, allow yourself to start saying things that are decent about people, right? Like, oh, that person smiled at me, what a nice person. You know, you don't even have to know them, just, you know, fake it till you make it. What you're doing is you're seeding the field. You're seeding the field with what you want to experience. And so this is what this guide is bringing forward, is just a message about making sure that what you're bringing isn't something that you don't want. Here what we have is, I'm going to read now these runes. So at the very center, what we have here is we have Uruz. And Uruz is really the ox. It's about the yoke. Someone here has had a heavy yoke on their shoulders, meaning that what we're speaking about, because if you look, the mouth is directly next to Uruz. It's saying that our words are basically becoming things around us, and we may not necessarily pay attention to how that's yoking us. That's keeping the negativity. That's keeping us stuck. That's bringing bad experiences. You know, start writing it down. Start paying attention to the things that you say and then the things that show up. They don't show up right away. Remember, you're working with the echo chamber of reality. For some of you, there's some important things that you're going to seed right now that'll show up in the next 7 months, or this can even represent the month of July for some of you. Okay, so here we have, there's Othala. I don't know if this is my Elder Futhark, or if this is my Saxon rune bag, or if this is the other rune bag, so just bear with me if I switch the names out. If it bothers you, deal with it. Here we have Othala, and Othala is the goddess, property, home. We can think of this as kind of like the Empress energy. That's kind of how I view it, because it really represents that cornucopia energy. It's like we have security, we have safety, we have things that we own, we have plenty to our name, and we are abundant, we are self-generating. And this is what is on top of that head. This is the energy that this Master Guide Collective wants someone to start speaking, right? If you even look at this Othala, it's kind of interesting because it's almost like that. It's almost like the Vesica Pisces, which we actually have here on this this map. We have these two intersections that are coming together, and while they're not necessarily intersecting like the Vesica Pisces, although that is, we have the intellect merging with imagination to create intuition. And this is absolutely true if you've taken any of my classes. When I do offer them, one of the things I say is that imagination is a gateway to true experience, to your true intuition. It doesn't mean that everything you imagine is your intuition. It's just the gateway, if you learn how to craft that gateway well. And it often hinges on the use of intellect, which is not something that most people are taught when they are taught psychism. But the intellect is a huge part of it. It's what you do when you scry, right? You're using your intellectual mind to think, what am I seeing here? And then you're using that to step into intuition through your imagination. So this is really what this is saying. It's saying that someone right now, really think about the things that you're saying, and then use your imagination in order to seed the intuitive and psychic field with something better for yourself. Now, above this, on the microphone, what I'm seeing here is I'm seeing Saulo. And this can represent, really, we're thinking the energy of the sun, right? So this is amplification, it's illumination, it's life force. It's essentially saying that right now, you're being amplified by the life force. I'm almost seeing this as an astrolabe. So the procession of the stars, that wheel of fortune turning in the tarot, and that is essentially causing this moment to be extremely strong in terms of the amplification of the words that you're using. Now here, what do words do? If you think about what words and what sound does, it amplifies and projects our intention. It carries with it the vibration of our intention. So this is why we have to be careful at this time. Here what we have is we have Awas, or I'm sorry, why am I blanking? Yeah, Awas. Right? Yeah? Yes. Okay. And I'm going to say this because this is what's standing out to me the strongest right now for some reason. For some reason, I feel like I'm supposed to say you, not Y-O-U, like the tree. It's Y-E-W. So that's the tree that sometimes is associated with this rune. So maybe that means something for someone. But this is really about strength and reliability. And it's stability. It's things made manifest in that sense, right? So this is kind of like, that's what this is saying, is basically using more empowered, more self-sovereign, more empress energy to kind of change this yoking that has been happening through our words into our strength. This is someone's spiritual ability, is to be able to speak things into being here. When I have this card, this is also saying that there's an illumination that's trying to take place. Some of you, if you need something that you need illuminated to you, just start saying it out loud. I'm going to find out the answer for this. The answer is going to come. The answer is going to come. And let yourself, see that happen. Remember, you're in the echo chamber. So, like, it's not going to happen immediately. It might not even happen that day. You can even put it out there and, ask your guidance to give you the answer inside of a reading. If you ever go through my comments, that's how a lot of people use my readings. They'll see old readings pop up for them when that particular reading has a message for them. And I never thought to do things like that until I started this particular channel and saw that people were doing that. And I was like, hell yeah, that's a great idea. And you'll notice that you have a particular time frame that things fall into where you'll get that answer. For me, I tend to get an answer within 48 hours, like on the dot. So if I ask at 2 p.m., 2 days later, at 2 p.m., my answer will show up in my feed. So that's one of the reasons why a lot of us readers will say this reading appears to you when, because we're really speaking to the people that put those questions out. So here what we have, I like when these are shown together because they're so similar, and one represents that sort of strength and energy and vitality, and the other one is also about strength, but it's really about reliability and stability. So it's almost like when I see these two together, I think of the alchemical elements with the triangles, and then you have the stable and fixed energies with the line through them, air and earth. And so it kind of always brings me into that idea of imagination solidifying into something that we can hold, something tangible. Now, very interesting is this one here, because Berkano here is in the very bottom telling me that it's the theme, but it's bridging intellect and imagination. So somewhere within this field, we have an energy of birth, new beginnings. Things are starting to move. Things are happening. Berkano can also represent, for me, it's a very feminine energy. It can represent this sort of like a star card, like liberation, right? That's kind of how how it strikes me. Here within the intellect and the imagination, it means that someone's growing, someone's having a new beginning. And using your mind to really imagine what new beginning you want is what fuels this speech, this inner dialogue, and this external dialogue with the self in order to seed our success. Here what we have is we have Nauthiz. And Nauthiz is a very interesting rune to me because this is the need fire. It's what we need, it's what we desire, what we strive for, the thing that propels us forward. And this is something that isn't yet born because right now I feel like we're here and we're being drawn this way. The interesting thing, because this is falling on the bottom half of this map, for me, what this means is it's the need fire of our soul, or for some of you, it would be like your subconscious, right? Depending on how you resonate with those things. And what is it that's programmed into you that you truly desire? And this is what seems to be causing the energy of this entire reading. This is the theme. So the theme is personal growth and liberation and a new birth for some of you. And this is in order to fuel this energy, this energy right here. What is it that we truly desire? So this is what we need to work with in our words. We need to focus our words on the things that we truly desire. Okay. One card here over the blue, please. Master Guide message, communication and movement. Your communication moves things. Okay. When we have the Eight of Wands, traditional tarot, this is fast communication, it's moving over long distance, but the wands, don't forget, they are your willpower. It's the suit of willpower. And so what we have is we have communication being synonymous with the projection of our willpower. Again, that kind of came up over here. And this is what they want you to remember. Notice how similar these wands look to parts of this particular scroll. And then again, communication. You can't make this up. So we have the Queen of Swords. She is in control of her communication. She's had this beautiful butterfly energy sort of light up her intellect, right? And she's in that wonderful space of intellect and imagination with that air quality. And she's able to hold that sword, hold that communication, and allow things to come. So she's not blocked against the possibility. She's open to possibility. Okay. And here, metanoia. This is definitely the card of intuition, if anything. It's sinking below, deep within, and having a transformational experience. Remember that this card can often be associated with Odin inside of many tarot traditions. And inside of this card is kind of the secret of the knowledge of the runes. I kind of find it very funny right now that it came up, and I'm laughing about it inside when I'm using runes. And it's the idea that by going within, by going into those deep internal spaces, or by paying attention, or by sacrificing something that maybe you're used to, maybe it's this negative speech, maybe it's something that you're used to doing that you shouldn't necessarily be doing anymore. Maybe it's the way that you perceive something, since it's about eyes, right? So changing something about your perspective here and the way that you communicate about it in order to harness the power of the forces of sound, of the word, right? Okay. One more card. Okay. And that's what it's all about, the Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands is the Witch of the Tarot. And what this essentially means here is mastering the craft. The Queen of Wands has control of her energy. She knows how to project it, how to direct it. And this is why she's able to create worlds and she's able to create reality. The Queen of Wands is not subject to what things look like and how things seem and how things always have been. She's not subject to the story. The Queen of Wands makes the story. She writes the story. So whoever's message this is, this Master Guide Collective is basically saying that whatever collective this reading is for, you are now in position to start learning how to write the story, not just be a character inside of it. So I'm going to leave this here, and if this resonates for you, please hit that like button. Feel free to leave me a comment, and until next time.